Thank you so much, Quentin. That was really amazing. And thanks to Lisa and Notebooks Collective for having me here. I'm going to read two poems from my book, Lady Wingshot. And thanks to the Notebook Collective, I'll be doing a workshop on historical poetry and biographical poetry. So if you want to see some of that, let them know. I'm going to read two poems that are centered kind of on a train crash that happened at the end of Annie Oakley's life, and not the end of her life, the end of her career. Even her hair was a mask. Annie Oakley emerged from a trust. I need to start over. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm like in the basement while my children are yelling above me, so start again. Even her hair was a mask. Annie Oakley emerged from a crushed train, from her little carpeted room in the rear car of the Buffalo Bills Wild West Show Grand American Tour, to chaos and slaughter, carnage of show animals, horses and mules split at the ribs, wood and bone cracked open like walnuts. Of course, she was fine, but limping through the ruins of that great fable of the Wild West, first myth of America laid to waste and smoking. Annie Oakley, barefoot and in her house dress, plodded through wreckage, charred wood showing age and lines of each cut timber. It was a lie, though, that her hair turned white overnight. No rupture was so transformative. It was always platinum, poured from her head at birth. White spider silk was like corn silk, said her mother, was like clouds, said her sisters, like milk, said her husbands, hands and her hair whiter than her teeth and the whites of her eyes. It was unnaturally clean. The powder residue from her first gunshot darkened it. Blood darkened it. Those hands and sooty fingertips raked through it as any tool rakes through the land. When Annie Oakley showed up with a fistful of bodies, squirrels, quail, fat rabbits to sell to feed her mother, her hair was dark, knotted as brambles, curled round like greenbrier vines, prickly and unkempt. Her hair was a thicket she left long on her back to say, "This is what I am now." Brunette and wild and covered complete, every little strand. Like America, I am not who you think I am. The last one I'll read is called In Which I Escaped Death Like Annie Oakley. Tell me how to walk the blood river under the tracks. I've made my way back to the forest where my father sits still in his deer blind, shielded from splinters the moon leaves on the dirt. I am afraid of everything. Each night is a rickety wooden train car. How will I die, and who will I leave behind me, impaled on the railroad spikes? Who will take up his gun and chase what's crushed me into the forest and up a tree, out? Give me a father who will lay me under a tulip poplar, bloom me yellow and green. A husband who will find me dumped into a swamp and carry me to the hospital, hook me up to the oxygen, watch the lights above me, will feed me pudding and fat butter biscuits dripping honey. Let me remember my arms and legs, how I've carried myself in and out of every room before this, whole and impeccable as a clay pigeon just before it's tossed into the sky. Let only my hair turn white, a metaphor of time, of gathering clouds, of emptiness that isn't night. Let me survive.